might say that looks pretty good. So guess what I did at the train show today? Why don't you follow me through the intro and we'll come back and talk about it. Well, howdy, welcome back. We're at the show in Crystal River here. There's a nice rear Lionel set there. This guy's got a nice variety of stuff. Got a lot of books over here.
And sheep. How's it going?
All right. Doing okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, more or less. Use a sale or two. Got lots of good reading material here.
Oh, yeah. I see that. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Nice big G-gauge bridge down there. Wow. I don't know why my battery's giving me issues on this phone, on this camera so much now. Seems to be running down quicker and quicker. Don't know what's in that box. Looks like it's camouflaged. Nice row of engines here.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the same thing. It's supposed to look like that, Mom.
That's what I don't know.
After this, I'm going to hunt down a couple straight tracks.
Vision line big boy there. Oh, is that one of those coal loads that goes down?
Yeah, it depletes.
Oh, okay.
We're just doing a test run on it. The one piece is missing. That's
Oh.
what he's explaining to them.
Okay.
He said it's an easy fix.
I don't have it. I bought the coal. The guy took the coal load out of it.
Oh, okay.
The guy who I bought it off of. Why, I have no idea.
You know, you never have any idea of why some people do a lot of things.
Not gonna lie, here's another one. This I got from him also. He said the smoke unit didn't work, so he took it out. Like, why didn't you just leave it in there? So, if I sell this, I go, don't put smoke unit. There is no smoke unit in there. He actually literally took it out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like I said, I do test everything to make sure it runs.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could probably put another smoke unit in it, but I don't run the smoke myself, so.
Does this locomotive only run on DCC?
I'm not sure what's that.
DCS or
No, DCS is MPH.
right, which would be these,
Yes.
and this would run on Legacy or conventional.
Legacy.
Or
You get more features with the Legacy. Bear with me. Let me figure out. I'm not really good with this.
Or you can take all the crap out of it and just run it on DC.
Yeah.
Well, some of my MPH locomotives run on DC.
Mine do too. I have one Rail King RS3 that will not run on DC power.
Yeah, locomotive here, I've got the James.
Interesting show. Lots of puzzles and structures there.
There is a guy selling trains to the news, he said. You selling a train there? Track me up. Well, I said, well, when you got a 5-minute break, we'll find out what he's doing. I want to know. Is it just like that?
Huh. Of course, that Nix is here, naturally. Of course, he doesn't have his sign with him today. Again. I see Bob's tables over there. Quite a bit of in scale today. How's it going? Hello. Doing okay?
Yeah.
Good. I know. Mine's been hurting all week. I've been clearing out a fire damaged house, and it's not been easy. Hi, how you doing, hon? Cool.
10 of each.
Alrighty.
20 bucks.
There's Kevin's table. Tables, I should say. Okay. Some HO trucks and buses and motorhomes. Alrighty. Enjoy that third wave. Kind of looks that way. Oh, okay. I didn't see what I thought I saw. All right. All righty.
You must have credit cards.
Don't eat that faster. I might be eating it.
Uh-oh. You better eat it.
All righty. Nice to actually see the right color diesels pulling that train, isn't it? That's all right. He'll be back around here in a minute. Of course, anybody with half a brain knows that Santa Fe never had steam generators in their A units. So now I need B units. I was looking at possibly getting a set of those around Christmas time, you know, because I had a little money put back. But getting Menards to recognize my zip code was kind of an issue. So, you know, they don't run bad. They do have that jackrabbit start, which O-Gauge is known for. But let's get it back around here. that, I'll tell you the story of these F units. Oh boy, that just broke somebody's neck. Well, golly gee, what do you think? I think it's a pretty good looking locomotive, pair of locomotives. Yes, I'm very happy to have them. Yes, they are Menards. There was somebody there at the sale today that had them. And he had them pretty cheap. The big money on the powered unit was $100, and the big money on the dummy unit was $30. And I paid $30 for the dummy, and I paid a little less for the powered unit. Of course, naturally, one of them's going to have to change their engine number. You know, got to reflect the prototype a little bit. Yes, these engines are a scale 4 feet longer than an actual F unit would be, unless, of course, you're talking about an FP7 or an FP9. There were no railroads in the United States that bought FP9s, so, but there were several that bought FP7s. Okay, getting this here. I'm trying to get used to a new tripod, which I also picked up today. This tripod's pretty nice. I really do like it. Has a little bit more gadgetry that could possibly go wrong, naturally. And let me show you what else I got. Alrighty. Well, of course, I got more KD couplers. God, you can never have too many KD couplers. You got to have your KDs. So, where did I put my thing? Okay, it's right there. Alright, now I've got enough KDs that I can start switching some stuff over. And some of my F units are going to be converted to KDs. I got this. This here. Now this is a standard throttle, and that's all it is a throttle. It's basically a giant handheld walk-around throttle, if you will. It's got all of these functions on it. It's got the reverse loop. It's got the momentum. It's got direction. It's got brake, and of course, it's got your. I saw this. I thought, okay, well. Zitnik only wanted $1 for it, so yeah, okay. Then I picked up this old Atlas. Now, it has trucks with it. They look like K-Line or something. They're nice trucks, but they didn't look good on this car. Now, they did eventually fall off on their own. But what I will probably do is I've got some Athearn scale trucks, and what you do is you take a 1/4-inch piece of dowel and stuff it in there and glue it in to these holes, and then you can screw your Athearn trucks right into it, or if you've got them anyway, you just screw the trucks in, you put KD couplers on it, and this car will be done. And the car is in fairly good shape. There is no broken or missing parts on this car. There is a couple of nuts floating around in there. I will take care of that. And that's really pretty much. I got my. I finally got the right F units to be pulling a Santa Fe passenger train. What I don't have though is a pair of B units to have an ABBA set and a couple of extra Santa Fe passenger cars to make the Santa Fe train a little bit longer. I do have a pair of heavyweight cars that I can throw into it though to make the to make the train a little longer. But as you can see, the powered unit was pulling the train just fine. Let me get my oh goodness. What am I, too close or what? Ah, yeah, that was it. Okay. Now, let's... Alright. There we go. Now we've got it. Now things look a little better. Anyway, there was a lot of really good stuff at the train show today. I was utterly impressed. One lady was selling off her husband's collection. He had passed away. And of course, I'm thankful that she wasn't a real idiot. You know, she was not one who could be taken advantage of. She had her kids there working with her. And, you know, they were making sure. And she was, while she wasn't getting full price for some of these Vision line, and he had many premier MTH engines and a lot of Lionel Legacy stuff. He really does. He really did. And she had a lot of it there. And she said, yeah, we're selling it off slowly but surely. I said, that's great. That's great. That's wonderful. You know, and I mean, he had a Vision line big boy, one of those really long Santa Fe steam engines, the one with that curved back tender. I don't remember what it was, but I think it was a 210-10-2 or something like that. It was, anyway, it was a real long, really super duper long articulated engine. He had several wonderful Penzi engines. He had a New York Central Dreyfuss Hudson. Now that one was that one. She only wanted $750 for that. Well, if I know MTH, that was out of their premier line, and they were looking to get, and she had all the boxes there for you collectors. So, yeah, you know, you might see this lady come through your next show. But I got a few pictures of that particular set of tables, and she did. She had a whole line of tables in the hall. Of course, a couple of my friends were there. Kevin was there, my friend Kevin. He didn't sell me anything today because he's bringing way too much small stuff and stuff that I wasn't really interested in. But another guy that I generally see him in shows other than Brooksville, a lot of the time, I ran into him, and there he was, and he had these Menards engines sitting on his table. And I ran right back with $30 in quarters. They were rolled up, don't worry. And I promptly bought the dummy unit. I'm very pleased with it. They work nicely. Now, it does have that Jackrabbit start, which Menards is known for. As many of you know, I have considered converting my layout over completely to DC. And, you know, anything's got a board in it, the board's coming out if the board doesn't work with the DC. Which a lot of the time, sometimes they don't. My PS1 RS3, for instance, doesn't. It won't work with DC at all. It'll just sit there. It'll make noise. That's all it will do. So, with that in mind, but I got home, and we really had no way of checking anything at the show unless you were an HON, because the power pack that the guy that does the checking of engines, yeah, his power supply was no good. So there was no way for him to check these AC engines. So with that in mind, and the cool thing about the dummy is I didn't see any lights coming out. The dummy does have rollers, so I will see what's inside that roller. But yeah, I'm very happy to be running that passenger train with the proper colored engines. So, and it don't look bad, and we're just going to pretend that these that Santa Fe actually had a couple of FP7s, and that these FP7s, of course, did have steam generators, because, you know, an FP7 would be long enough to accommodate the steam generators, wouldn't they? So, absolutely. Like I said, this car here, it's an old Atlas. And I finally have a plug door Atlas boxcar. So let's see. I've got one Atlas gondola. I've got two Atlas stock cars. And I've got several Atlas sliding door boxcars. And now I've got a plug door boxcar. And I'm very happy with that. And this is the Western Maryland. So, and I remember these from when I was a kid. So I know that this is originally old Atlas, Roco Atlas. So, I'm very happy to see that. And that's one of the reasons I went ahead and picked this up, is because, you know, this controller, because I am considering switching the layout over to DC operation. Yes, you can switch it over to DC operation. You're not going to hurt anything. Most everything that Lionel has put out from about 1985 on up has been able to be run on DC, much of it with CAN motors. So we've got that. That brings me to the point that, you know, this is what I mean about train shows. You never know what you're going to find. Didn't see a single Hudson there, except over on that one table where she not only had a Dreyfuss Hudson, she had a regular J1E Hudson. She must have had $1 million worth of locomotives sitting across those 3 tables. Oh yeah. She said that it was unfortunate that her husband never got to run his engines. And yeah, even I was sorry about that. And you know what? That's why my layout may not look like Norm Charbonneau's layout, but you know what? I do run my trains. I don't know when my time's going to come, or when my wife's time is going to come, or something that could really throw things off and really mess things up. I don't know when our time's going to come. And because of that, I run my trains. You know, I'm not sitting there trying to put it, you know, for the longest time there, yeah, I was just collecting stuff and getting kind of frustrated because I couldn't get a layout operational or anything. And finally I came out here, and y'all were with me then. I was starting to do the Withlacoochee River reports again then. I came in here and I was getting it all cleaned up in here, and you saw I was moving the crap out of the building, and you saw that I was getting my bench work put back together. And before long, I had a model railroad running, and that's why I have my trains. And you know, I want to see my trains run. You know, if you're sitting there waiting for that magic day, that magical day that you're going to have that perfect layout to run your engines on, don't wait. Don't put it off. Don't put it off. Get something up and running. Get something up and running. And, you know, if you think you're going to wait for that perfect day to get... No. Go to the train shows. Quit looking at everything on eBay. eBay is just ripping you off. Or many times they were. I'm not trashing the sellers on eBay. There were many times I got a lot of good deals on eBay. I can't tell you the number of times I got, but finally, you know, selling on eBay, the shipping got so expensive that, man, if I was wrong on the shipping and what I charged somebody for it, oh man, that would eat me up. It'd eat up everything I made. I sold a, yeah, think of this, and this was back, oh gosh, 20-something years, nearly 20 years ago. I sold a Rico station that I had built back in the 90s. And I had built that station and I had sold it on eBay when I was getting out of 2-rail O scale back then, and because life gets in the way once in a while. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So don't just sit there collecting trains hoping that someday, because sometimes someday never comes. I have to consider myself lucky because someday came. Someday is still going to come when it all ends for you. So just remember to keep that in mind. Anyway, I'm very happy with these engines. They are beautiful engines. They are gorgeous engines. So and of course now it's a gorgeous passenger train, and it looks like it is supposed to. Yes, I'm very happy with it. And even though I didn't end up with tons of freight cars today, and I could have bought freight cars instead of engines, but I chose to put my efforts into getting that pair of engines. I knew I couldn't afford the nearly the $750 that lady wanted for that Dreyfuss Hudson. And besides, I don't have any cars to pull behind the Dreyfuss Hudson anyway, so might as well get my hands on... oh, I got a bird in here. That's nothing new. Anyway, I thought, but I saw these, and I saw the prices he was asking, and I couldn't pass that up. That's one of those things. The time to buy it is when you see it. Because, if I'd have waited just a few more weeks because our next show is in Brooksville, right here at home. He probably wouldn't be at that show. I probably wouldn't see the guy for a year, or probably wouldn't see him until like next fall. And of course, by then, they're going to be gone. Those engines would have been gone. So, what I'm going to do is play with my train for a while and enjoy it. And let's run it. And until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe and share. So until next time. Got to admit, it runs pretty smoothly. You can't beat that for the price point. I don't get much out of that horn, do I? Till next time, and next week, happy railroading.